Okay, so morning routine today. What I got done here is I got updated on my spending. I only had a few things to write down, no cash spending, but a few things to write down in my checking account expense tracker. One being I had Chewy come out. Remember that I had that as a pending transaction yesterday, so that came out for $230.55. That's my pets category. I had my home security come out. That's in my household category. And then I have one in fun and entertainment, which would be the Netflix. Now, most people put like Netflix or electronic subscriptions or phone bills in their utilities. I put it in household. Now, you may have noticed I don't have a cell phone. Well, I do have a cell phone, but the bill doesn't come out of my budget. The reason being is my cell phone is a business expense. So therefore it goes on my business budget. My business pays for my cell phone because I use it for pretty much 100% of my work. Same with our internet. We do have internet, but that's a business expense because I run my business from my home. I also have some small deductions for my business, like having a home office. So those are why you're not probably seeing those two main expenses that you see on a lot of other people's budgets, just because it comes out of my business. Here's what I want to talk about very quickly. I want to show you more about my budget categories. So when I create my budget, if we go back to my August budget, you'll see that I have variable expenses down here and I have them in budget categories: food, fun, gas, health and beauty, miscellaneous, household, pet. But the thing is those categories aren't just made of my cash spending. So when you see my wallet like this, and you see my cash envelopes, food, miscellaneous, or if I'm carrying any other ones, the cash that's in there that I stuff these with is not my full budget for that category. Because I have some fixed expenses, bills that also fall in those budget categories. So sometimes I'll get like, oh my gosh, you only have a $50, fun budget. No, I have other things that are coming out as well. So if you look at the beginning of my workbook, we just go up here. I have what's called, in the Budget by Paycheck Workbook, a budget category organizer. So my budget category organizer, this is what so everything at the top in these colors are my budget categories. It's why I use the highlighters. So I'm a visual learner, I'm a visual person. So seeing the expenses highlighted under colors lets me know visually in a very fast way what budget category they fall under. So if you look at my fun, you can see it's not just the cash, the $50 in cash that I carry in my wallet. No, it's Hulu, it's Spotify, it's Netflix, it's YouTube TV, it's any activities that we do. Vacations fall under my fun. So you may see other people who budget out their vacation and have that can be completely separate. For me, it falls under my fun expense category. HBO, if we order any of the UFC fights. So that's all my fun. Now, like pets, it's not just the $50 cash you see in my wallet. It's vet appointment, it's treats, it's Chewy. Chewy is a fixed monthly expense. Okay, so a lot of people put their Hulu, Spotify, Netflix, that type of thing under utilities. Well, utilities falls under my household. You can see that, utilities and propane. For me, it's a form of entertainment. Right? Watching TV, streaming movies, that's a form of entertainment. So for me, that's going to go in my fun and entertainment category. So this budget category organizer, the whole point of this is to have you stay consistent in the way that you organize your spending. And consistency is really important because that's what's going to allow you to see trends or problem areas in your spending. If you're putting, say, Netflix, all like your Hulu, Spotify, Netflix, and you're constantly going between fun and entertainment or house, you're not going to get an accurate picture of your spending because you keep changing where you're putting it in your budget categories. 1 month, your house expenses might be higher than your fun expenses, and vice versa, depending on where you place certain things. So this just helps me stay organized. I get a lot of questions like, oh my gosh, you only have this much in your this XYZ budget. No, it's a bigger budget, and you can see, like, if we go to July and we go to my where did my money go worksheet, my budget category breakdown, here's my true budget numbers, my monthly budget. You know, I have $1,300 for household that I budget, $555. Well, that was for that particular month for holiday. $100 a month for health and beauty, $180 for gas and car, $210 for fun and entertainment. So it's not necessarily what you may see me budget here, right? It's everything in my budget that gets placed into budget categories. Your variable expenses, if you're using the cash envelope method, this right here, your variable spending is only used for cash. Only. You are only using the cash envelope method and spending cash for your variable spending, which is here, not your fixed expenses. The money that you use to pay for your fixed expenses should be sitting in your checking account, and you should have those things on auto pay. You should know exactly how much to leave in your checking account to cover your bills. And that's the money that should be left in your checking account. Those bills should be put on auto pay so you don't forget to pay them. Or if you're on vacation, or if you need to step away for a week or whatever, you know that your bills are going to be paid. So another thing, big thing, I decided, yes, I'm going to be using the small size Budget by Paycheck Workbook. And I did get it transferred over my calendar there. So now I will be starting using this and doing my budget, which we need to get going on that. That needs to be planned and done before we receive our money. So I'm going to start and finalize my September budget probably at the end of this week or beginning of next week. And that's my Monday morning routine.